Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another fine special edition, actually, this week. We are actually broadcasting to you live from Chiller Theater in Parsippany, New Jersey. I am the two-time USW heavyweight champion and lifelong martial artist, Anthony Chu, and I am here alongside with my co-host, the man, the master, the gifted, the brilliant, and the owner, operator, and the king of the podcasting world, Larry. I still have not been sexually harassed by Harvey Weinstein. Thank God, Mormon. Larry, what's up, brother?
What's going on? This is the first time we're actually recording in person with each other.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is a great time so far. We got here way early, so we had
that was my
pre-show
fault.
tickets.
We got here a little early. I thought the doors were going to open at 9 for us. They opened up at 10. But you showed up at about 9:45 anyway, so it worked out perfect.
Disappointment for not sleeping an extra half an hour actually saved me from heavy traffic, and the weather is really bad out there.
Yeah, it's been rough.
So it also builds discipline and character that you get up early in the morning, right?
This is true. So this is my second day here at Chiller. I was here yesterday, and we're here again, Chiller Theater, Parsippany, New Jersey. Of course, we're not live, so you'll be hearing this when it's taped. So I was here yesterday on Saturday, which is more kind of a scouting session. Kind of went around, see, even though some of the celebrities kind of moved around a bit. So
oh yeah,
they're not necessarily
absolutely.
in the same spot. But I got a lot of my autographs done yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Just real quick to kind of recap what I got. Yesterday on Saturday, I met and got autographs with Butterbean, who told me a really funny story about the Brawl for All and how pretty much the Brawl for All was legit. That was the boxing competition. It was a tough man competition in WWE, and it was legit. It was a shoot. And it ended up with Bart Gunn versus Dr. Death Steve Williams, and Vince told Bart Gunn, "You're putting Dr. Death over." So now it went from a shoot to a work. And Bart Gunn's like, "No, this has been legit this whole time. Now you want me to job, make it a work?"
Well, they wanted to keep Dr. Death Steve Williams' reputation.
Blame him. Don't get me wrong, because it's Dr. Death. But so Bart said no. They had the fight. Bart Gunn showed up. Dr. Death Steve, one of the toughest guys in the business. And then the whole reason for the WrestleMania 15 match, which there's a photo, that's the photo I got autographed from Butterbean, is him knocking out Bart Gunn.
Wow.
Butterbean was brought in as punishment for Bart Gunn, basically saying no.
Oh, my God.
So that was hysterical. Marlena, Terry Runnels. I met Terry Runnels, who's dressed up like Marlena.
How was she?
An absolute doll. She was a sweetheart. You know
what's really funny is that when I was waiting for you to come in via the limousine, right, supplied by the Jeep Corporation, is that I actually was going around and I was just checking out the scene before they actually opened anything up, and I actually saw Marlena walking around. I think she just woke up and was at the breakfast or something like that. So Terry Runnels was really cool. She says hi, and I said hi, hi, Miss Runnels, how are you? And then she's just like, well, will I see you later? I'm like, oh, definitely.
Yeah, no, she was awesome. I must have been maybe her first photo of the day. So I took the picture, and she scrutinized the photo that was taken on my phone, not in a bad way. She's like, all right, let me make sure my makeup's looking good. Let me make sure I got the cigar right. Let me make sure the dress is looking good. And then she looked at me. She's like, are you comfortable with how you look in this photo? Because if not, we'll do it again.
Very, very few celebrities would actually go out of their way to actually ask you that and make sure that it's done right.
So she was awesome. I was like, no, we're all good to go. Got her autograph. Then I met, I seem to, every year when I come to this, I always meet a former Playmate of the Year. So this was, though, the more recent 2017 Playmate of the Year, Brooke Power. Met her. She was very cool. And yesterday I also met, who's that fourth one that I met? Wow,
Volkov.
I forgot. Oh, yeah. No, that was today.
Oh, that was today. Yeah. Okay. I thought you met Volkov yesterday.
Who else? Wow.
Honky Tonk Man was not happy, you told me.
Well, he didn't look too crazy walking around. So there was one more autograph I got yesterday. Wow, unfortunately, I forgot who it was. So that's how this works, folks, is we're going to be live as we do this. So there's no editing at this point.
Hey, guys, if you're here at Chiller Theater, and by the way, it is sponsored by Anti-USW Productions, and also at the same time, the More of the Same network, it is fueled by, of course. Oh, yes, King Kong Bundy.
Wow, how can I forget Bundy? That's right, because he choked me, so all the oxygen probably escaped me.
Well, you still have about 5-10% left.
didn't mean to cut into that promo. So
How was he?
Oh, he was cool. He was awesome. And then today, met Nikolai Volkov at a vendor. We're going to walk around here in a moment. A vendor was selling one of the old WWE plastic figures, the 6-inch figures, and he was selling Nikolai Volkov. So I picked that up for $5 and went, I got it autographed by Nikolai. And finally, for me today, met Nicole Eggert, who's still beautiful today as she was back then. She's a great person. Got her autograph also.
Right. You know what I find very interesting is that there's very, very little cosplay here. The last time I went to one of these in Chill Theater, they had some serious cosplay going on. And I don't know what happened. Maybe people just, just decided not to do it. Oh, the weather's also pretty bad. There was one
it's
guy that we
weather
saw that had Game of Thrones. It was one of the outfits from Game of Thrones. It was unbelievable. I mean, he put a lot of time and effort into it. That would have been New York Comic Con worthy, you know? At the same time, if you guys are here at Chiller Theater, we are actually, a little selfie right there, we are actually, Larry is wearing a Alexa Bliss black t-shirt. He has a brown pouch carrying a bunch of equipment with him, and I am as cool and as good looking as I always am. I have a black Adidas track jacket and a pair of blue jeans. So if you come see us, just look for a bald-headed Asian guy and a guy with a white dude with a American baseball cap with the American flag on it. And there you go. Come say hi to us. Come talk to us. Hang out with us. We'll give you shout-outs.
You know we're not live, right?
Well, doesn't matter. The greatness goes everywhere we go. It doesn't matter.
This is true.
Yeah.
So we're actually now starting to walk the floor. This is going to get.
I did make an announcement on Thursday. On the Facebook page, which, by the way, we do have a Facebook page now. We are definitely going to plug that in a little bit, of course. Right?
Yeah.
We've walked around and we've actually met Larry Thomas, who played the Soup Nazi. At the same time, there's a lot of people with a lot of stuff, a lot of good memorabilia.
Let's look at left first. And you guys stay close to me. If you go too far, I'm getting electrocuted.
Yeah, so...
and at Chiller Theater, that'll actually pan out real well.
If you guys really want Larry out of this planet and wipe him off the Atlas, I just might separate from him so he can get electrocuted.
Wipe him off
but
the Atlas.
I don't want to really do that.
So right now, I'm just going to check out...
He's my boy. He's my brother.
We're going to check out...
The staff here is really great. And I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
No, I'm saying we're going to enter the vendor's room right now, which is going to be tough. Again, you guys stay close to me. Don't go too far.
He loves me, folks. That's why he wants me to stay close to him.
And you can stay behind me because I got the headphones on, so I'm not going to lose track of you.
Of course, of course.
So let's start right here. I know a lot of this is going to be visual, don't get me wrong, so forgive us. Well, you know what?
We're going to break a fourth wall here, right?
No, we're not. Here's what we're going to do. Give me a few moments. Yin and The Yang.
Oh, yes. By the way, guys, we have a new Facebook page. If you go to the search column and you type in the Yin and The Yang podcast, here we are. Please like us, follow us, and all that other good stuff. And we are actually going to go live right now on Facebook.
Now we're going live.
Yeah, hell yeah. So, you know what? Like I said, you're going to see where we're at. And by the way, just to give you an idea of who I met today, I met Jennifer Rubin, who played Taryn in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, and she was really cool, really cool.
She was nice.
We were hanging out with her. She was talking, and, we all were very, very blessed that she really took the time out to really talk to me, and I told her I love her. And I'm sorry, Megan Martin, I'm not cheating on you. I love you. I'll still take you over anybody. But we also got to meet Rob Feinstein, who's part of RF Video. We were actually talking to him a lot about pro wrestling stuff. We actually touched a replica of the old WCW television title, right? As well as the IWGP title, which is a part of the New Japan Pro Wrestling. So there's a lot of really out there stuff.
I'm having trouble connecting. I don't think it's going to work too much.
Out here, yeah.
So let's talk about here real quick. I want to talk about this table here. I don't have the gentleman's name, but we got some sweet signed memorabilia with certificate of authenticity. Scream mask signed by Wes Craven. Adam West mask signed by, Batman mask signed by Adam West. Hulk Hogan boot signed by Hogan. That one I like. Mornor signed by Chris Hemsworth. And then we have, check this one out, Ant. If you check it out, and we're going to post pictures. If you look on underneath Hogan's boot is a signed Jason mask signed by 4 different Jasons.
That's wild, man.
Kane Hodder.
Still, Kane Hodder's the man.
Ken Kersinger, C.J. Graham, and Derek Mears.
Actually, C.J. Graham did a good job as well. I
Which one was
like
he?
C.J. Graham, I think, was more in the early to mid Jasons and not, I'll say, Friday the 13th.
Here we have a lot of cool
that's pretty awesome.
Skulls, actually, like animal skulls, which is pretty wild. I mean, we are at Chiller Theater, after all.
Very cool, very cool. You know? There's a lot of... interesting, there's animal bones here. That's pretty cool.
The Necronomicon?
Oh, the Necronomicon.
You want to try that again?
The
Necronomicon.
Okay, there you go. There you
go. Farakta.
Okay, well, Larry's cursed now. Other than that...
cursed for a long time. I love these rings. These rings are pretty cool, too. So...
vendors are really, really cool here, man. I mean, everybody's been great.
I love this sword. This Zelda sword right here, which I took a picture of.
And stuff like that. I'm going to tell you flat
weaponry.
out now.
Replicas.
That there is one particular gentleman here.
I'm going to take a picture of all this stuff.
Amazing stuff. I believe this is called... Sir? Hey, how you doing? This is called the Morgue? Morgue, yeah. If you guys want to check out the Morgue, man, it's in Gilbertsville, Pennsylvania, right? And he has an amazing plethora of swords, weaponry, and he's an overall great guy.
I like
really great guy.
The Wolverine claws are really cool.
Yeah, there's actual Wolverine claws that are off the hook, and I think that they're like $45 for a pair, and I'm just like, unbelievable. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
All right. So check out the Morgue, guys. Once again, it's in Gilbertsville, Pennsylvania, and definitely, check it out. Other than that, we got a lot of great stuff. Thank you, sir. All right.
And when you come to something like this, when you come to something like Chiller Theater, what do you expect?
I expect a lot of... Okay. In my particular mindset, I expect a lot of celebrities coming here, doing autographs, taking photos and stuff like that. There's a lot of vendors selling. I expect a lot of merchandise. I mean, as far as apparel, also DVDs, posters, comic books at certain times if it's if that applies, and just a lot of
look at this.
A lot of toys, a lot of old school stuff. I love old school stuff, so that kind of thing. That's what I generally look for.
So right now we're at a booth here that has this woodwork of different horror icons, Chucky, Jason. Who else? I think I saw The Exorcist, Frankenstein.
Hold the
look at that Chucky one.
Yeah, there you go.
It's woodwork. It's burnt into the wood. Is the things with paint. And I love this Chucky because it's got the staples, actual staples in it. That is awesome. Got some movie reels, basically just homemade stuff. I love the handmade stuff.
Yeah.
The movie reels, like Jaws, an actual movie reel, but painted to be more in the colors of the movie and stuff.
Absolutely.
A lot of good figures.
Man, I remember this from back in the day when I was a kid. These sticker books.
Holy cow.
These are unbelievable,
That's
man.
a lot of them. Holy cow.
Really unbelievable.
We got here. Check this out. Lon Chaney Sr. autograph, $900. That is well worth it.
Very cool. There was a Abbott and Costello autograph that I was looking at that was about $400.
Worth it.
That was definitely worth it because they're two legends, just like we will be soon.
Yeah, okay.
One day. Have no fear, folks. So
here's what I'm talking about with the movie reels.
Yeah,
that's pretty sweet.
That's amazing. This is Chiller Theater is one of these venues that it's kind of a little small for other venues that I've been in, but trust me when I say it is well worth it. We just passed by Greg the Hammer Valentine. Mr. Andrew Anderson is the man. Phenomenal. Great wrestler. Great athlete. And,
got some...
walking around. Yeah, Greg
here we go.
Valentine was just sitting
I saw that.
I'm surprised he stopped with the particular venues. I'm sorry, sir.
Yeah, let's go over here.
Is,
Let's check this out.
this is about as tight spaced as
Keep going.
walking around in Chinatown.
Look at this. Look at these movie. These aren't necessarily movie posters as much as they're. Well, yeah, they're movie posters. They're
The jerk.
smaller.
Hey, they made a movie after Frank. Check this
Oh,
out.
I thought we were done with that.
Oh, I'm only kidding you. I love you, Frank. Actually, no. You know what? Actually, the movie's made after me since you called me a jerk. So maybe I am sometimes. I don't know. I just try to be as humble as I can. But who am I, right?
German Blade Runner poster.
Yeah, exactly.
Halloween 3. What are your thoughts on Halloween 3?
Halloween 3. 3 more days till Halloween. Halloween. That's all I think of. It's time, kids. Grab your mask and sit right in front of the TV.
Bride of
Hey,
Frankenstein.
Grandpa from the Munsters.
Yeah, it's a cool photo. I
can't go
love
wrong
this
there.
photo of Bride of Frankenstein.
Grandpa rocks.
Yeah.
Was it Al Lewis?
Yeah. Kong. Look at King Kong up there on top.
Yeah. That was the that was that painting that you
Yes.
Yeah, the wet painting that you were showing
Very
before.
much so.
Wow. These are
All right, so
20
who do we got?
each.
Linda Carter versus Gal Gadot. Who do you got for Wonder Woman?
I gotta go with Linda Carter, man. Gotta go with Linda Carter. She's a lot hotter to me, okay?
Oh, check these things out over here, Ant. So there's this booth here with 3D art.
Waiting for the fact that we're gonna bump into fans or something here.
Look at this. It's a 3D art, and it's got the one I'm looking at right now. The background, it's a Legend of Zelda, and so the background is basically the woods from Legend of Zelda, a painted Zelda cart, and Link in the front, and it's just popping out at you.
We'll take a photo for you guys about this
Absolutely.
one because this is
Human
really-
Centipede.
Oh, please. Would you stop, referencing that fucking movie? I didn't want to do the F-bomb, folks, but, he got me into it, goddammit. I really, really despise that film. By the way, these style pictures are inspired by an artist named Peter Max. And I think there was another gentleman, I forgot what his first name is. His last name is Agam, Agam.
Wizards and War. You never see anything with Wizards and Warriors, and here is a 3D Wizards and Warriors.
Yes, absolutely. The Bates Motel. So you got a lot of stuff.
Ecto Cooler. That's pretty funny. Oh, look at this on the bottom.
Ecto-Cooler.
You have died of dysentery from the Oregon Trail.
Yes, that was good. That's funny.
DuckTales. Oh, man.
Oh, that's wild. That is wild. So there's also one that says the Zombie Neutral Restroom, the Wonka Bar. This is great.
I may have to come back.
Oh yeah, definitely. Grab a business
I got
card.
one.
The Alien.
I got one.
Right there.
Some nice looking pins here. Hey, what's going on?
What's up, man? How's it going?
Very cool.
Love the pins over here, man. We're doing a recording for our podcast here called the Yin and The Yang. This is a lot of really good stuff that they have here. What's the name of the company?
It's Trippy Pins.
Trippy Pins? All right, so you guys, if you want to check out some amazing pins, man, check out Trippy Pins, and they're on trippypins.com. So it's
Instagram?
Oh, and Instagram at Trippy Pins. So it's at TRIPPYPINS.
And the new website is shoptrippy.com. New website is shoptrippy.com, SHOPTRIPPY.com. And we do custom work, retail, and we also wholesale to head shops, boutiques, and
Beavis and Butthead.
also custom patches, all types of promotional goods.
These guys are really, really well creative with what they do, and it's just amazing. I'm going to take a photo, just to show you all what they do, and then I'll take a photo of the flyer that they gave me here. These guys are great. What's your names?
Thank you.
Morrow and Brendan.
All right. This is Anthony Chu and Larry Mormon. We do a podcast called The Yin and The Yang. So we talk everything martial arts, contact sports, MMA. We do, pro wrestling's involved, fitness, motivation. There you go.
Yeah, I like
look at
that. Yeah,
Larry,
that's pretty
I know
sweet.
that's calling you right
Yeah.
now.
And the DeLorean underneath it. I was just staring at
Yes.
that. Macho Man, yeah.
That is outstanding. Teen Wolf, Pee Wee Herman,
I
the
love
Joker.
the Turbo Man.
Take some free stickers, guys. Feel free.
All right.
Oh,
here.
wow.
All right.
Okay, all
Grab
right.
a
Thank
couple
you
there.
so much. But yeah, once again, guys, Trippy Pins. So it's
We'll be
www.trippypins.com.
back around.
Check it out and check them out on Instagram, guys. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great one. Be well. All right. Have a great one. Take care. All right.
Got some
Man,
pop
you got a lot
vinyls?
of great vendors. They're
Yeah.
very cool people here.
Pop. Ooh,
you got
I
a
love
lot
that
of
blue Venom
uh-oh.
pop vinyl.
Well, Larry's in heaven.
No, I got no more room. What are you kidding me?
He's got no more room. Larry,
Meanwhile, I missed out on the Shinsuke Nakamura one. I'm so
knowing
mad.
you'll find room. Trust me. Probably Feinstein has it. You know?
Yeah. You don't have to work backwards. You're good. We'll get behind
Feinstein
me.
probably has it. And you never know.
And then we got a lot of like this stuff here. Like we got like handmade bags and stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of there seems to be sometimes a theme with the gear as well. A lot of spikes, a lot of chains attached to the gear.
Wow, yeah, definitely. I mean, again, a lot of people put time and effort into this, and it's really well appreciated. Because, I mean, seriously, guys. I mean, you know, definitely come to one of these because it is just unbelievable.
3D printing.
Now, here's the other thing. Well, you know what? You may not want to pass him once again because he's going to try to sell you that TV title again.
No,
you know
he's
that,
not.
right?
No, he won't. Don't worry.
I'm
good on that. Look at this
one
stuff
section,
here.
bro. Hang tight for 1 second. This hoodie section here is just unbelievable. How are you? I am a huge obsessed fan of the movie Dawn of the Dead. I'm talking about the original 1978 movie, and they have these hoodies that they make custom that are of that film and so many other films like Escape from New York, Halloween 3. I mean, they got a lot of stuff. Return
Monster
of the Living
Squad.
Dead, Salem's Lot, Monster Squad. Yeah, definitely. And if you guys really want to check it out, they have beanies. They have, hoodies. It's just unbelievable.
I love this table. This table rules as far as like what to wear. But for statues, right here, this guy right
if
here.
you want
has
statues,
some
man,
gorgeous.
This is unreal.
Gorgeous, horror movie statues. A really nice unpainted Frankenstein's monster, actually.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm really digging that one.
Absolutely. So we got a lot of people hanging out right now. Let's see here. Oh, they got a Leatherface.
Yeah,
one.
I saw that.
You see that?
Yep.
That was wild, man. As soon as these gents move out the way, I'm going to take a photo real quick.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys, if there's a couple pauses, but you know what, man? There's just so much going on. The wire is kind of short for us here. Hey, man, how's it going? How are you?
Oh, look at the Superman.
Yes.
I gotta take a picture of that one.
That Superman one was great. It was really good. Hey, man, y'all have a website or anything that,
we've got a Facebook. Okay. If you go to facebook.com/sassy satellite, you can find us there.
All right, we'll check that out.
Okay, yeah. They do a lot of amazing plethora of, characters and heroes and, it's just unbelievable. Yeah, we're recording for our podcast, The Yin and The Yang. So, awesome, man. All right. Appreciate it. Have a great one. Enjoy. All right.
Just get straight behind me.
Yeah. So, other than that, excuse me. I'm sorry. Other than that, man, there's a lot of really wild stuff here. There's a lot of...
Then you got like the...
and it's for everybody.
Then you got like the skin flicks and everything, like the horror skin flicks.
Yeah.
Which those get kind of weird sometimes.
Dick Shark. And that's actually a really out there film. I've never seen, but I've heard.
Yep, the hot sauce gang.
Yep, there's the hot sauce.
Oh, look at these!
You
look
got
at
a
these
lot
old
of
toys,
wild
man.
stuff,
Look
man.
At this.
Oh, Spawn. They got the some original Spawn stuff right there. Clown House. I remember Rippo and I watched this.
Oh yeah.
Hey, by the way, speaking of President Rippo, we want to give you a shout out on behalf of the anti-USW. On behalf of the Yin and The Yang podcast, we want to wish our cohort, my fellow podcasting brother, our childhood friend, Anthony Rippo, happy birthday, my man.
Happy birthday, brother.
I'm sure you had a great time going out yesterday, and you didn't forget my birthday, so I obviously don't forget yours.
The old Captain America cartoon.
Yeah.
This is where we got the DVDs or the VCDs.
We saw the Bionic 6.
Oh my God!
That
Mork
was
and Mindy cartoons.
insane.
I forgot about.
Oh, there
these.
is a Mork and Mindy cartoon. Wow!
Holy cow.
Good Lord, that is crazy.
Hardy Boys cartoons. Spider-Man. Those are pretty sweet. Captain and the Game Masters. No. Oh, there'll be 26 episodes of this? I don't remember that.
I think somebody just is going to blow his next paycheck on something here. So, in case you wanted to know.
Not yet. They are, which I'm still debating. They are. One of these booths is selling the 2011 unaired pilot of Wonder Woman.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay. Hey, there's more plastic wrestling figures.
Oh man,
If I could find one of Ricky Steamboat, that would be awesome.
These
Or,
are the old
hey,
6-inch
Take one of these and have Greg Valentine sign one for you.
I'm out of money. Actually, I already have his autograph. These are the old 6-inch WWE figures, the plastic figures.
Special delivery
SD Jones,
Corporal Kirshner. What? Whoa. And I think he just went over the top rope.
Georgie Amos. Yeah, and then this also has Nintendo games.
I hate these figures.
Yeah,
These
the little ones, the play. Yeah, those. Yeah.
Fucking stupid.
We got some video games.
Yep, old
Some
school video
NES games.
Got some original NES games here.
Turtles, Top Gun, baseball.
You and Ripple should be doing
Silent
something on the
Surfer.
retro gamers about this.
You know what? Usually there's more retro games at this thing, shockingly, but not this year. Not so much.
Yeah, exactly. You know, there's a original Dukes of Hazzard,
The watch.
digital watch. For those
Awesome.
of you guys who are into that,
You
type
can walk
of thing.
forward. You can walk forward.
Yeah, this is really short cable.
You don't have to
man,
walk
so,
back. No. All right, then hold on. There you go. All right.
Thank you. I was getting a little nervous about this.
No, I'm not. If you walk too far, get electrocuted. This is how this thing works. Baby Frankenstein.
Oh, I don't.
That's
I don't have to
adorable.
get electrocuted. I just throw the
That is
mic down and I
adorable.
run.
So now we're at the wrestling booth here. Barbed wire, a replica barbed wire baseball bat signed by
You
Onita.
got your ECW
ECW Hardcore Heaven,
chair.
or Hardcore Reunion, actually. Bunch of shoot interviews, bunch of collaborations, DVDs. What else we got?
Damn it! You know, every time I look at Naomi, right, it's like I'm so like not pissed, but just sucks that she's married to somebody.
She's married to an Uso.
Yeah, I know. That's how unlucky it is for me.
It's all right. I'll take Alexa Bliss any day of the week.
Nah,
I can get through Murphy.
not my style. Not my style at all. But hey, you know, that's just one man's opinion.
So just moving right along here. Got some signed pop vinyls as well. Oh, here we go. This is pretty cool, Ann. Turn around. Some old trading cards. And we're not talking baseball. We're talking the old 66 Batman. We're talking Silver Surfer. Maximum Carnage. Oh, the video game. Maximum Carnage cards. That's weird. Old Captain America cards. DC. Oh, these are pretty sweet. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? I think I had that collection. And then more 6-inch WWE figures in the back there.
Oh, really?
Jetsons Hot Wheels.
Hey, what's up again,
Going
Mr.
on?
Feinstein? How are you?
Anybody good today?
Huh?
Did you get anybody else yet today, or?
No, not really. You know, so we're at our video's booth, and I am actually right in front of the with the man, Rob Feinstein himself. So we're recording for our podcast called The Yin and The Yang. We do MMA, contact sports, pro wrestling. So you know, I was saying to Mr. Feinstein earlier when I saw him that when I was actually in school, in pro wrestling school training under Mikey Whipwreck for the NYWC school. You know, Mr. Feinstein was always there. So he has great merchandise. You should always check out his store. You have a website?
It's rfvideo.com is our website. And then you can check out our DVD online, a VOD system, which is rfvideonow.com.
Wow. Very cool. Very cool. If you ever get to meet Mr. Feinstein, he is the man. Great guy to talk to, and really, man, it's just, I could stare at everything that he has here all day.
Yeah, a lot of good
That's
stuff.
how great it is. All right, Mr. Feinstein, thank you. All right, be well.
Thanks, man.
All right.
Take care.
Thank you.
Got some
So-
signed merch. All right, let's do this. Let's go out in the hallway here.
All right.
Oh, before we do that, do you remember these cereals?
Yes. Holy
Frankenberry,
crap.
Count Chocula,
This is like takes me back to my childhood,
a
man.
beautiful 66 Batmobile,
Count Chocula. You know,
a Gizmo koozie. That is hysterical. Take a picture of the Batmobile as well.
the Batmobile.
Yeah.
Which one?
Straight ahead. Straight ahead.
Oh, yeah. I wonder how much that is.
Well, it says right on it, $100. Very good.
Very cool. Very cool.
Head on the main
You know,
hallway there.
I'm a little upset that there's just the T-shirt place is open.
All right.
Oh my God,
You know what? We're going to do this.
Sure.
We're going to take a break. We're going to take a quick break.
All right.
We'll regroup a little bit. We'll get these wires back in order, and then we'll come back at some point.
For a second, I thought that was Matt Hardy.
Oh, it does look
He
like Matt
really
Hardy, yeah.
does look like Matt Hardy. Holy shit!
All right, so we'll be back in.
All right, we'll be back.
I mean, we have no commercial, but we'll be back. All right.
Well, go grab something to eat, folks, and grab something.
Well,
to
it's only going to
drink.
be about 2 seconds.
There you
for
go,
them.
there you go.
For us, I don't know how long. All right, we'll be back.
All right, later.
Okay, so we're back. We took a little bit of a break there. It's just I had to refuel a little bit.
Man, we've been here since like about 9:30. So it's already at this point 1 o'clock. So we've been walking around for a few hours here, and we just needed a break. Hey guys, just wanted to let you know there are a few pieces of fan mail I wanted to address. We always have time for our fans.
Yep.
So if I may, even though we're hanging out at this wild, crazy, fun venue, we always got time for you guys because, quite frankly, at the end of it all, we do this show for you guys, you know? Please excuse me as I really didn't get a lot of sleep last night, and I know that's not a very good thing to do. And by the way, yes, I'm going to sound like a hypocrite here, but I'm going to practice what I preach because sleep is a very essential component to weight loss or to just overall health, you know? So, I mean, I generally try my best that you should get about 8 hours of sleep. Problem is, I only get about 6.5. That's not a very good thing, and I need to work on that. So one of the very first questions that people...
I'm sorry, you know what? Before we get into that, something I wanted to tell you that is new to the show, I haven't told you yet, is... can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, no, it's nothing bad. I now have... Yeah, it's all right. I now have I signed up for a fitness coach or fitness trainer
Really?
at my gym.
At Retro?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I went for a free consultation, and I don't mind sharing stats here. Unfortunately, because of this weekend, I've been very busy. I went on like Tuesday or Wednesday, but I won't really start it until this coming November 1st is when I'll actually start it, which is probably the day before this podcast drops. So at the starting point, my BMI, 33%. Look, I am in no way... These numbers should not be shocking because I am not a walking calendar of health.
I don't know how to measure BMI. So
neither
I don't
they had a
even know.
machine. I just did its
Okay.
body mass index. So I think how much of my body's fat.
My BMI is supposed to be 180. It's supposed to be my
No.
goal weight. Now, I don't know.
Oh, goal weight, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm like I'm 215 right now, so I really don't know how that works.
But it's also, again, it's body mass index because
Okay.
you can be the same weight, but you can start replacing the fat with muscle, which is what I'm hopefully going to be doing. So, and I was at 240 when weighed in. I was 246 when I weighed in, and that's with gym clothes on. Started learning some stuff. Did about 15 to 20 minutes of, I would say it was more, well, not even cardio. What we did was, I spoke with the guy and a lady, a nutritionist. I think when I go back on the 1st, hopefully they'll teach me how to eat right and stuff like that. That's going to be my biggest problem. I won't mind going to the gym. It's eating. As you can just see, because I just had chicken fingers. It's going to be eating. It's going to be the death of me. But I'll learn. So I did about 5 minutes on a treadmill with a light walk just to get the blood flowing. Then we did, he asked me to do a plank. He says, do a plank, just as long as you can hold it. I'm like, he's like, no, just as long, until you cannot do it anymore.
Okay.
And I think I went for like, I want to say I feel like I went for a couple of minutes. I mean, near the end, I was like shaking and stuff. Maybe a minute and a half. Let's say maybe a minute and a half, or what felt like forever for me. And then he had me do it again, but for half the time.
Okay.
Basically, what he's saying is we can do a lot of work in half the time, just a matter of what we do.
Sure.
He showed me how to do a squat properly.
That's very important.
Come up on the heels. When I go down, pop the hips out. Go
Sure.
down. Did with resistance bands, some kind of pulling back, learning how to pull back,
Right.
kind of get the back working.
Absolutely.
And then we did the whole medicine ball where you throw it onto the ground violently. You do that like 10 times in a row or something like that. So we kind of did stuff like that. Oh, and then like high, running in place, high knees and stuff. I mean, I was winded, but it felt good. And I've had a bunch of friends of mine, one who got me going to the gym, and she's a sweetheart and everything, and I appreciate it. But I feel like I've let her down. I've let you down. I've let my family down. I've let me down when it comes to trying to get in shape. Because I keep saying over and over again, I'm going to do it, and then I don't do it. So I've let a lot of people down on this. But also, it's none of your responsibility or their responsibility to always be there and motivate me. Now, if I'm paying someone, I expect them to be there and motivate me. So I think this motivation is really what's going to help me. I signed up for a year, 12 months. My goal weight is 200 pounds, and we're going to see what we can do.
Well, you know what, man? I think the very first thing, and I'm really glad that, you can really come very straightforward and talk about this because, you look at it this way, right? You're addressing the problem. You recognize it. You recognize whatever obstacles or whatever difficulties you have, you're addressing that. And the reality of it is that you should. And as you're not letting anybody down, you know what I mean? And, you should never feel that way. It's really a matter of saying to yourself, if you're going to hold yourself accountable, then do so. And say to yourself, hey, you know what? If I feel like something's not right, you have to be the change you want to see in the world. Nobody can do this for you. It is the one absolute thing that you have complete control over, and no one besides your genetics really dictates how you're going to be. I mean, your goal, I know, man, your goal is to get healthy and to be internally healthy. I've always said to my coach, like when I first started, I said to my coach, James, I said that I don't care what I look like on the outside. What matters to me, first and foremost above anything else in the world, is that internally I'm healthy. That's what matters to me. And at the same time, whatever else comes out is a bonus. I'm not here to do this to impress any woman. I'm not here to impress people when I walk down the street. I'm not even here to impress my own family. I want to feel and look good for myself. And you have to say to yourself, if you can get this done, everything else will fall into place. And I'm beginning to see that now. And I'm not where I want to be. I mean, look, we're all human. We make mistakes. That's why there's erasers on pencils, That's why they created whiteout. Everything can be fixed, is what I'm trying to say. It's just that you have to ultimately ask yourself, how much or how far am I willing to go to make sacrifices to create that change that I want to see? I remember there was, when I was doing Muay Thai, and I was with Crew Phil Nurse, and I remember one of the things that he made us do was he made us do consistent kicks, nonstop for a minute and a half. And I said, I don't know if I could do this. I don't think I can't do this. And he says to me that he told me a story in ancient times in Thailand when there's a very old story that in Thailand there was a young warrior who once was told by his teacher, climb to the very highest top of this mountain and stay there until your next assignment. And it was to train him. And he said to his master, he said, I can't do it. And his master said, well, this is what I would suggest you to do. Look up there. It looks far. But imagine that everything you wanted is up at the top of that mountain. Are you willing to go get it? And he says, yes, I want to get it, but I don't know if I can do it. And he says, everything is done by steps and not giant leaps or bounds, or it's not a race. It's really personal attribute development. That's a very important thing, personal attribute development. And you have the ability, man. You know, I know you, and I know that, you know, we all have challenges, but I know you can do this. And if you really, really say to yourself that, because when you look at it this way, you're paying for a trainer, you're paying for a gym, you have a lot of time to do a lot of things, and yet, oh boy, and the football game's on now. And the thing about it is that you have to really, you know, you're paying for all this. Don't let it go to waste. You know?
Yeah. We I don't want to get sued by Roger Goodall, so we're gonna pause it here for a minute, and we'll be right back.
All right.
All right. So we're back. What only took a few seconds for our loyal listeners has been a few days for us, as we're here to wrap up this week's episode of the Yin and the Yang. What's going on, Ant?
Wait a minute. I'm not going to get a proper introduction.
Oh, is that?
I give you a proper. No, wait a second. Hold on a second, folks. Now
it's not the beginning of the episode.
Wait a minute. Now tell me, you come back onto the episode, and you don't properly introduce me as the two-time USW champion, former two-time USW heavyweight champion.
Gone through this.
You don't introduce me as a lifelong martial artist. Well, but I understand that. But what I'm saying is that, when you get back on the mic, it's been a few days. You started first. We're doing a little summation here. And all of a sudden, you don't just say, hey, guys, welcome back. What are you, like a one-man show now?
Well, listen, I mean, I'm the one with the talent, but So here...
and speaking of talent, I just also wanted to say that for some odd reason, the network did not pay for my transportation fees to Chiller Theater. It did not pay for the food voucher for Chiller Theater. It did not pay for the ticket going to Chiller Theater. Are you cutting costs? What are you, the WWE now? Are you cutting costs on your talent?
First of all, the food voucher was only good for 1.5 hot dogs, and I saw you reach in for a second whole hot dog. So someone is overstepping their boundary as far as the allotted limits of catering.
I don't need hot dogs, my friend. And,
your per diem is in the mail.
It is. Oh, well, what a great network I work for. I mean, that's just absolutely amazing. And by the way, folks, in case you're kind of wondering why I sound as crisp and as amazing and as awesome as I do, I just wanted to let you good folks know that, yes, I am speaking on a new microphone. Last episode, we did have a lot of technical difficulties, and I am now using a Snowball. It's called a Snowball Blue USB microphone, and it was actually paid for by the network. So, to take care of your rising star, I just wanted to thank the folks at Amazon for sending it to me in literally about 2 days.
There you go.
And, you guys being the fact that, as the boss, you take care of me and I take care of you by boosting up your ratings. And by the way, next week's episode, I will give you a ratings count just to let you good folks know exactly what the numbers are. So I want to thank everyone ahead of time for really being loyal, following it, downloading it, listening to it, stealing it. I don't care how you get your podcasting, but make no mistake about it. We are the flagship show.
Ooh,
here.
Wait a minute now. Okay.
The rising flagship show.
Okay,
I'm
I like
sorry
that.
about
There we
that.
go.
All right. And trust me, like yeast, it's rising to the top very quickly.
And let's give a shout out to the unpaid interns who work unfathomable hours on this show. I had to get 2 new interns because the other ones for some reason disappeared.
So, yes, we had a great time at Chiller.
We did.
The next one is announced in April, by the way.
Yeah, it's every April and October.
Right. So it's coming back. And unless there are celebrities that I want to see, I'm not going to I'm quite frankly not going to go back there if I don't see anybody that I like. And by the way, since you took up the majority of the segment talking about who you saw, how about let's just talk a little bit about who I saw. And I only, quite frankly, saw 3 people. So the first person I saw was Lou Diamond Phillips, who, for those of you who don't know, was in a movie like The Big Hit. The best movie that he ever did was his first one, which is La Bamba.
That was his first
where
movie?
he played the legendary... Yep.
I didn't know that.
He played the legendary Richie Valens, who passed away in 1959 from a plane crash that the event's called The Day the Music Died. For those of you young kids who don't know shit about music or anything else, that's what we do here in this podcast. We smarten you up, all right? Because if not, history does repeat itself, my friends. So you define young. I don't care how you define it. So, folks, I met him. He's a great guy, very, very cool. He signed he autographed my guitar. I have a Yamaha that cost me a few $100, and he signed it for me. He says, "To Anthony, blessings, Lou Diamond Phillips." I took a picture with him. All credit goes to you, Larry, for the Photoshop. Editing, right? I'm sure you pass that on to your interns too. But so interns back there, good job, jackasses. And secondly, I got to meet Jennifer Rubin, who I absolutely love. Ever since she put on that black leather catsuit in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3 Dream Warriors, she played Taryn. She is beautiful. I mean, even at her age now, she's aged very gracefully. She's still beautiful. And she was very cool to talk to. The third person she was very cool. We got to meet legendary Hall of Famer Nikolai Volkov.
Yes.
Volkov was a very, very nice man. I showed him the picture that I took with him at Daniel's Bistro in New Jersey, where he did a autograph session and Q&A with Iron Sheik back in 2009.
I remember when you went to that.
That was a really, really great time,
man. Enjoyed that.
Yeah. I still have that video of Sheik cutting a promo on virtually everybody. Sheik's nuts. But I heard he's retired now, according to Eric Sims, his manager, his agent. Mm-hmm. So I hope he's doing well. Nikolai looks good. He still has all his senses. And, I heard that Nikolai in the 80s was one of the cleanest wrestlers. Didn't do drugs, didn't smoke, barely drank. So that's pretty cool. And that's why he's still mobile and as sharp-minded as he is today.
Yeah, he was very, you were able to understand him. He was very knowledgeable. He was promoting stuff. He has a comic book that he put out about his life, or about him being here, and about his grandfather, who unfortunately was killed during that whole invasion of I think it was Poland that he was in. He's not really Russian. I think he's more Polish or something. Yeah, that was a gimmick. Yeah. So. Yeah, I mean, Larry's breaking the fourth wall now by showing you, showing on the screen a comic. So that's pretty awesome. That Nikolai was a great guy, very nice man. So it says to Larry from Nikolai Volkov. Awesome. And he signed that one for free. So, brother. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's really cool. So, now that the first leg of the I Should Have Quit While My Monkey Was Still Funky tour was done. And by the way, I was going to get the fan mail while we were at the convention, but somebody had to interrupt and do his own self-promoting. So I had to cut that short, folks. So we will talk about that. All right. And so, folks, we always take care of you guys, the fans, the people. Choose Commandos and Mormons militants always come first. We do this podcast for you. We enjoy what we do, but we always do it for you. So there are 3 questions that were put together, and I wanted to address them. So these emails are piling up, folks. So if you got questions, please send us an email. And after we answer the 3 questions, we'll get you the email so that you can write to us. And we welcome any and everything. All right? Mm-hmm. So question number 1 is, actually, brother, this is for you. Oh. It says,
Dear Larry, absolutely love the network. Listen to all the shows. I'm a subscriber of More 365.
There you go.
And I wanted to ask you, what inspired you to get into podcasting and why do you have a network?
Well,
Are you going to tread carefully on this one?
I'm gonna have to.
All
But
right.
no, actually, you know what? Because the backstory is still the same, and I have no ill will against the show itself. But basically,
So go ahead, brother.
I listened. I kind of discovered podcasts late. I probably discovered them about 3 or 4 years ago, maybe even a little more than that, because it was before the hurricane. Probably about like 5 or 6 years ago. And one of the first ones I listened to, and I still recommend it today, even though I got a little bit of a tiff with one of the co-hosts, but Kevin Smith and Ralph Garman host a podcast called Hollywood Babylon. I still, even though there was some issues that I had, the show is still very funny. I still recommend it to anyone to listen to. And Kevin Smith, he went from, he directed Clerks, Mallrats, Chasing Amy, recently Tusk, Yoga Hosers, and
Jay and Silent Bob.
Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, and he's going to start filming in January, Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. So
He's also in Comic Book Men, folks.
yes, he has Comic Book Men, and he has 2 comic book stores. Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash in Red Bank, New Jersey, which I've been to a few times, and one out in L.A. So Kevin Smith does a lot of podcasts. He started one podcast 10 years ago called Smodcast. They did Hollywood Babylon, Fat Man on Batman, a bunch of different ones. And then he kind of started. I'm kind of taking it from Kevin Smith. He started his own network called Smodco that has Tell 'em Steve Dave and Edumacation. So when I was listening to Hollywood Babylon, one episode, I don't remember which episode it was, but Kevin Smith said, which is what got me to get behind the microphone and start. He said, if you have something to say, record it. Just record it. Even if no one listens, someone eventually will discover it. And even if, you talk about whatever you want, there are people out there who have the same interest. And not only that, but to go even further, excuse me, he said, there's a lot of, it's one thing to have, photographs of people. When the time comes, when we all move on from here, photographs are one thing, but you only see the person, but you can't hear the person. But with a podcast, this is going to be here forever. And God forbid anything happens early or eventually when the time comes that, we move on from this plane of existence when we pass on, we'll still have the recordings that our loved ones can go back to and listen to over and over and over again. And
Does this mean that I have to be a positive role model?
Absolutely not. Trust me, I don't want to be. I'm going to have to be, but I don't want to be.
Okay.
So that's what got me to do my first show, More of the Same, which I just got on. It was like 15 minutes. I just kind of babbled, no pun intended, talked about anything. Then I started doing one with our friend Anthony Rippo. That's where the Retro Gamers came from. And then from the Retro Gamers, that's where the Better Half came with me and Frank Messina. That's where the Yin and the Yang is coming from right now.
Great show, guys, and even greater show, respectively.
With myself and Anthony Chu. And I figured the common denominator, the one thing that's linking all of these shows, in this world of the Marvel Cinema Universe, the DC Universe, now they're trying to do like the Universal Monster Universe coming back, where all these things are connected. I'm connecting all the shows, and I figured, you know what? Why not branch that, what I used to have a show called More of the Same, branch that out to an entire network. And that's where it comes from. So anyone, if you have a recorder on your phone, record something. Does not have to be long at all. And, anyone can do a podcast. That's what's great about it. And I'm glad anyone can do a podcast because you'll eventually find a show or a topic you'll enjoy listening to. And that's what got me into doing podcasts.
Well, there you have it, my friend. So thank you, Jay, from Queens. Apparently a lot of people from Queens that are writing in.
Very local.
Little interesting, isn't it? All right. So, oh yeah, the second question. So I hope that answers your question, Jay. And Larry's doing a damn good job. I think a lot of people don't understand the editing and the process and the amount of work that goes into it. In fact, it's a lot. It's a lot. So thank you so much, Larry, for all your hard work and doing what you do. So I hope that answers your question, Jay. So the second question, this actually comes from another anonymous person. How did the both of you, Larry and Anthony, get together, and how do you guys know each other from what's your background story, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? P.S., by the way, I love the show. I could do a little bit without the profanity, but we understand that that's who you guys are. And, everyone's entitled to the freedom of speech. So thank you so much for making this podcast. Well, hey, Anonymous, whoever you are, I want to say thank you on behalf of the crew here, on behalf of my technical team, who works tirelessly to help me put together the show and advise me on do's and don'ts. We do it for you, and whomever you are, sir or ma'am, we love you. We want to do this for the people. We the people, right?
There you go.
So, Larry, do you want to take this one, or do you want me to talk about the background of how we got to know each other?
You can talk about the background on that one.
Okay. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because I may not be 100% accurate on this, but I believe the year was 1994. Yeah, 1994 and 1995.
Probably more around 95, maybe.
Okay. So at the time, I was graduating high school and I was going into college around that time frame. And Larry was still in what, 10th grade, 11th grade?
No, that would have been my freshman year in high school.
Okay. So I got to know you via our podcast family member, Anthony Rippo, and he introduced me to Larry, and we found out we have several things in common. Number one, we both can't shut the hell up. Number two, we both like professional wrestling and contact sports. Number three, we come from traditional households. I mean, there's just no two ways about it. And, is there anything else you want to add, right? Would you say that's for the most part?
That was it. We had our mutual love of wrestling, of video games, because we played games back then.
Yeah, we played a lot of video games back in the day.
I remember when I first met you, you were obsessed with Beavis and Butthead.
Oh, yeah, because I could do every single voice in that show. I could still do every single voice in that show. And Beavis and Butthead rocked. Beavis is my dude. He's funny as hell. Butthead I could do without, but Beavis is awesome.
Yeah, I like Butthead.
Oh, well, now you know why we're the Yin and The Yang, right? Beavis cannot coexist without Butthead,
there
and
you go.
Vice versa. So that's cool. We have more of a Jim Cornette, Kenny Bolin, Megatron, Starscream type of relationship. But that's a different story for a different time. But yeah, man, quite frankly, throughout the years, I think the best summer of our lives was 1996.
I think that was a good one.
That was a pretty awesome one, man.
Yeah.
We used to hang out at Rippo's house all the time. That's when the ARF actually started. And it branched out to the USCW. And then turned into the USW. We'll get into that some other time too, folks. But, and then doing my professional wrestling training with Kil Kowalski and Mikey Whipwreck, that was a pretty cool time as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's how I got to know Larry, through a mutual friend. I mean, honestly, guys, I'll say this about true friends. Real good friends that you have in this world, as you're young, you'll have 1,000 acquaintances. And you'll know this person, and you'll feel like you're on top of the world. And you should always feel like you're on top of the world. But at some point in your life, you're going to realize people come and go in your life. And then what is really it comes down to is that you ultimately can count your friends with one hand. Your true friends that you really can say that are like your brother, and or your sister, and it's like, your friendship is always there, but it becomes more like a family now at this point. So, so Larry became a friend at first, an acquaintance, then a friend, and now he's a brother to me. So that's just the way it works with us.
We're here. That's it.
Even though Larry hates my fucking guts, but that's a different point.
What? How dare you, sir?
Ha ha ha. So yeah, but either way, that's the second question. So whomever you are, thank you so much. Lisa is actually writing to us from Page, Arizona. I don't even know where the hell Page, Arizona is, but it's probably a small town, which is small towns rock. I mean, been to the Southwest myself. So Lisa writes, I have young children who actually want to enroll in martial arts. The problem that I have is that I don't have the money to pay for lessons. What is the best thing or the best way that I can approach this? Well, I don't know what your financial situation is. I would say to you that lessons do cost a lot of money because of expenses and all that. There's a few ways you can do this. You have the power of YouTube. You have the power of DVDs or Blu-rays, and you can actually purchase them. The problem with this is that without a physical presence as a teacher who knows what he or she is doing, you may not get the form or techniques correctly. You may not develop the discipline that you should, because if you don't want to hear anything or you don't want to do something, you just turn it right off. What I would suggest is to try to scope out any teacher and seek out any teacher who, let's say, is a part of a local Y or a nonprofit organization, something like that, a community center. See if there's anything out there. Try to do a Yelp search and then give a call and inquire. Any school that cannot give you their rates over the phone is hiding something from you. And that's just something that's, very, very truthful that I've learned throughout the years, because what is there to hide? I mean, you should be able to disclose, especially within business. I'm sure you should be able to disclose, how much you charge per month, or else, let's say if you hear of a great school and then all of a sudden you go down there, it's like $300 a month. You'll be looking at yourself like, holy shit, like what, I'm not going to pay for this as great as it is. Yeah. Because, at the end of the day, your finances are very important. So you want to invest your money and, and invest in your children and put them in the right place, in a martial arts school. So I hope that helps. Lisa, if you have any other questions, let us know. All right. We are here. And guys, if you have any other questions, the email to the Yin and the Yang is yinandyangpodcast@gmail.com. Like I said, guys, the emails are piling up. It's gotten to the point where it's almost 2 pages now. So I am actually selecting out questions, but I do promise you that we will get to every question that we see, hopefully. And we will do our best on our end. So with that said, thank you guys. Please keep sending in questions, comments, concerns. I don't know. Who would be concerned about this except that we're going to the top? But anyway, that's
the cream always rises to the top.
To the top. Ooh, yeah. Exactly. All right. So onward. We're almost down to the home stretch, folks. So Larry has a very, very important thing to tell everybody that he had mentioned earlier, and it's now a few days has lapsed. So let me give him a proper introduction, a little inspiring music, if I may. Are you ready for this, Larry?
I guess so.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Anthony Chu, and I am the advocate for the reigning, defending, undisputed king of the podcasting world, the man, the owner, the operator, known as Larry Mormon, who, by the way, even though I am introducing him for a second time on this pod, I'm extremely proud of my boy because for the first time today, he has just completed something that I hope will be life-inspiring and life-changing. So, Larry, take it away.
So I mentioned actually earlier in this episode, that's how this works, that I have started with a physical trainer for the first time in my life. I've had friends, I've had family who have been nothing but supportive of me in trying to get in shape, trying to stay healthy, trying to live.
I will take credit for this, folks.
No, you do. Listen, you're one of the top ones, brother. You really are. You look out for me.
I appreciate it.
And, and that's the thing. I'm going to be honest with you. I live on my own. I know this sounds like an excuse, but it's a crutch for me. I just, if I don't have that constant support, I tend to fall back on my bad habits with eating, not exercising, stuff like that. It's very easy for me to do that. Laziness is a terrible burden that I carry. But with all my friends, and I've had friends help me. You've helped me. You've introduced me to DDP yoga, which now that I'm getting into this rhythm with the trainer, I'm sure I'll be able to incorporate DDP yoga more regularly.
So you haven't done it since you met DDP?
Let's not talk about that because if Paige is listening, I'm quite scared of him.
Paige will kill you, dude. He is. I'm sure he's listening to the show. And him and Jake and Scott are sitting down in Smyrna, Georgia, and I'm telling you, Paige is probably cursing right now and be like, I'm gonna go up there and whip this kid into shape out in the island over there. So
But you gave that to me. My parents are always supportive. They always have been. They always will be. And then there's a friend of mine. Trish, I don't know if you're listening, but you definitely help out as well. You kind of got me. You're the one that got me back into the gym, showing me how to do meal preps, eating right. But again, with Trish, with my parents, with you, Anthony, my friends and family, I always end up falling back on my own laziness and end up really what I feel is disappointing everybody. But when I went to the trainer for a free consultation, that's when I said, screw this. I'm done going, when I finally got to the point where the trainer was like, all right, well, here's the payment plan. Do you want to do this? I could have easily said, let me think about it. Let me go home. Let me check my finances. But then I know what that would have happened. I would have never contacted him. I would have said, no, never mind. I'm good. And I'm done doing that. And I said, right then and there, I said, screw this. I'm doing this. Because otherwise I'm not going to do it. Period. So I signed up. It's actually a 12-month program. So this is good for a year. I am in this for a year.
So you paid up for the whole year?
Well, no, it's monthly, but still.
Okay.
I just could. I mean, I would have gotten a deal if I did it for the full year, but I couldn't swing it. And the way the regiment works is I meet with the trainer basically twice a month. Everything else I'm on my own. So I am putting the pressure on me for myself as well to go to the gym when I know, someone's not there waiting for me. And what I was saying before, where my friends and my family, you, my parents, Trish, have all been supportive and just rooting me on, you guys don't, and you should not, be always there doing that for me. You guys have your own lives. I have to take this myself. So I don't expect you to be there, but I do need, at least in the beginning, I do need that constant motivation. And let's call a spade a spade. If I'm paying someone, they're going to motivate me, and I'm going to listen to them. So that's kind of helping out as well, is the fact that I'm paying for this. But after today, I did a little bit of a workout, a little bit of a regimen during the free consultation, nothing major. But today was the first session. They're 30-minute sessions, and we worked legs. Squats, a lot of squats, doing some high kicks, some modified mountain climbers, if you will, which was all good. I felt good. I was winded, but I felt good. I felt strong. I had my water. I was sweating. I sweat profusely. Even in dead winter, man, I am sweating bullets. I'm just a factory. but it was about the 20-minute mark, I would say, and it was fucking lunges. Lunges are going to kill me because when I've done them here at home, I pulled something and I fell over like a turtle and I couldn't get up. And even today, and I had support, the trainer was helping me, just trouble doing those lunges. I did them, but just, the way my body just doesn't like doing those lunges. So we did it. I was chilling out. Now, during the little breaks, like minute and a half breaks, I was standing up. Do a little walking around, but I was standing up. So this time I'm like, you know what, let me just sit down for a moment. Let me just take a quick break. That's when I sat down, that's when I got a little bit of lightheaded. And I'm saying this part of the story because my body is just not used to this. So this is going to get you, I have to get used to this feeling of, all right, let me kind of get past this nastiness that's happening inside of me. It subsided. It was only for a couple minutes. I had a banana. I was fine. Nothing wrong with me. Just a little, I guess just with all the workout and sitting down. My body said, screw this. You're done for today. But I still feel great. I'm going to feel miserable tomorrow morning, but I feel great right now. My joints don't hurt. The pain was all in the muscle where it should be. And I'm really looking forward to it. I think finally, Anthony, I can say in front of you, I can say to those listening, I can say on this podcast, I can say to my parents, I can say to Trish, my life, I think, has just started again today.
I'm really glad, man. I mean, what we were talking about in the convention and hearing you there and then coming back, from Chiller Theater and hearing you now, a few takeaways that you should know about this entire process. Number one, if you have a good trainer, keep in mind that he's there to advise. He's there to give you guidance. But ultimately, he's not there to help you eat. He's not there to help you work out when you're not doing a session. So ultimately, a lot of it is accountability. So for those of you guys and gals out there who want to lose weight, a lot of it is accountability. A lot of it is diet. 80% of it is your intake. Even me personally, I went from 270. I was fluctuating between 265, 270. I'm down to 214, 213 right now, and I'm not happy about it. And I want to get down to an ultimate weight goal of 180 to 185, which is a middleweight fighter in the UFC. And to be honest with you, I want to do it because, one, it meets my BMI, and two, it's what I was told will be healthiest from my doctor. And my doctor is a marathon runner. He's 72 years old. He still runs marathons. Oh, yeah. And the guy is in fucking good shape. I mean, you're talking about a 72-year-old man. He did this in front of me. I went to the doctor's on Monday, and I got a clean bill of health. Good. So he said my vitals are great. Prostate's good. He checked my vitals, like my blood pressure. Everything's great. So I'm just awaiting, he drew blood just to check my cholesterol, the usual rhetoric. So I'm waiting for that, but I'm sure that's going to turn out good because all that hard work that I'm putting in, and a lot of it is discipline, brother. Yeah. We talked about HALT last episode, in episode 6, when you're hungry, angry, lonely or lazy and tired, you are at your weakest. It's when you have the least self-discipline.
I hear that.
And you have to rise above, man. I mean, and I'm not saying you, Larry, but I'm just saying for anyone in general. There are 5 keys that you should keep in mind of. It's direction, desire, discipline, diligence, and dedication. If you can achieve those 5 and they all coexist with one another, one cannot live without the other 4. It's when you look at it that way, and now you're putting it out there, bro. So that basically means that every single listener, every single person who's downloaded this, plays this, wherever, whenever, is saying that Larry is going to be held accountable for his actions. So to make sure that you are accountable, the Yin and the Yang is my show, goddammit. Now, it may be under your network, but it's my show, goddammit. I'll do what I want to do. I am going to dedicate a certain amount of time per week where we are going to give the fans, Mormons, militants, Choose Commandos, we're going to give them an update on your progress. Now, I have a little homework for you. I'm going to ask of you to create small short-term goals that you want to achieve, and then give me the ultimate long-term goal. And we'll talk about that for episode 8. Mm-hmm. By the way, episode 8, my technical team and I, along with Larry, have we're going to really, really make an impact for episode 8. Episode 8 is going to be stacked. It's going to be loaded. So here's your homework for the next few days. I want you to think of 2 short-term goals for yourself and think of a long-term one. I'll give you an example, okay? I started January 2016. Just give you an example of what that was. I weighed in at 265, 270, fluctuated in between. I said that by August, which is my birthday month, I will lose 40 pounds by the time I hit 40 years old in 2016. And you know what? Mission accomplished.
There you go.
So if I can do it, and it took me 8 months to do that, you can definitely. So that's a short-term goal. My long-term goal is to get down to 180 to 185, and that's going to be my long-term goal. And then after I hit my long-term goal, it's all about one word, my friend: maintenance. Yeah. And how you can maintain it without breaking any discipline. So, guys, if you have any inspiration or anything encouraging to say to Larry, or any advice to give to Larry, please write in. Again, the email is Yin and Yang podcast at gmail.com. That would be really important for Larry, because, he's starting a new stage of his life, a great one, in fact. So, man, I'll always be here for you if you ever need anything, man, because, we are a family here, in the More of the Same network, and we look out for one another. Look, man, Rippo did it.
Yeah,
I'm doing
good.
it.
Frank looks good.
Frank's doing it. You're the last man you're the last standing here, brother. So, you're the one guy, you're the holdout. So, you're the one guy that we're waiting to step up and do this, man. So do it. Mm-hmm. There's also one other thing I want to say to you guys out there. And that is that when in the workout world, there's a saying: when you think long, you think wrong. In other words, what it means is that when you think about doing something, if you keep thinking about it too much and go, I don't know if I want to work out today, I'm a little tired, I had a long day of work, blah, blah, blah. Once you keep thinking long like that, you're going to make that wrong decision. And then you're going to say, fuck it. I'm not going to do it today. I'll just do it tomorrow, right? Because what's one day? Mm-hmm. And then that turns into a vicious cycle. So, man, if you need help, there's 1,000 things that you can do. So, and I will always be here to give you any advice and encouragement. But hey, guys, hold this man accountable, because it's really, really important. So
if anyone, I'm going to lay it out on the line right now. If anyone sees me in public with like a cheeseburger or like a pulled pork sandwich, allow me the halal. I've been loving the halal, but
pizza.
A loaded up pizza.
Yes,
a loaded up pizza. I can have the cheese.
I
can have the cheese. I won't need the bread.
No pizza, dude. You want to drop weight? The carbs are going to kill you.
Bottom line. If you see something I shouldn't be eating, I give you the right to smack it out of my hand.
Wow.
Don't smack me. Smack the food out of my hand.
And then catch it and eat it yourself, guys.
Because you're probably more healthy than I am and you can afford to.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, man. So, all right, guys. Well, we've depleted all the resources for the week. And, we got to drop this episode soon. Remember, Thursday, guys, episode number 7. So let's get it done. Listen in. Give us your feedback. On behalf of my newfound own your life co-host here. Yes, and do your DDP yoga, man. You want to talk about balance? That will help you out tremendously.
Yeah, I was weebling and wobbling when I was doing those lunges.
Dude, I've been doing, by the way, I'm going to give you a little update about myself. I have been doing DDP yoga now for 3 weeks straight, and I cannot begin to tell you how amazing I feel right now. I don't get cramps. I wake up in the morning. I feel comfortable. I feel flexible. I'm ready to start the day. I do my DDP yoga in the morning before I go to work. So it just helps because, your the body's the stiffest and it needs to stretch out and loosen up. So, and for you, man, after your first session today, go rest. But before you do so, stretch out, right? Whatever you did, like if you did legs or whatever it is, stretch out and do that for about 5 minutes before you go to bed. You'll thank me, man. Trust me.
All right.
Other than that, the workouts are good. I went an hour on the treadmill today, doing my cardio. So I did that, and then I did chest and triceps. So, and I have no coach this week because of my work schedule. It just didn't work out. So again, this is where my self-discipline is starting to kick in. So guys, we want to thank you. Please have a great weekend. I'll catch up with you all next week. Same bad time, same bad channel, same bad podcast. And hey, thank you for all your love and support. Eat right, work out, take care of yourselves, stay balanced, stay zen. And until next time, it's Chuzilla. It's the newfound leader of Mormons militants. All right? And we just want to say thanks, guys. Larry?
All right, gentlemen, ladies, everyone listening. Remember, find us everywhere. Search everywhere. iTunes, Spreaker, wherever you listen to podcasts. Amazon Alexa. Find the Yin and the Yang. And I will make you proud.
Oh, yes. And, hey, absolutely. I believe it. And, by the way, guys, we have a new Facebook page. Just to let you guys know before we go. If you go into Facebook and do a search for the Yin and the Yang, we are there. It's the only Yin and the Yang. So check it out. Right? Like us, follow us, leave us comments, put a post up there, whatever it is. You want a shout out, you want a request, let us know. We'll sing more theme songs to TV shows if you want, whatever. But guys, until next week, love y'all. And you can't teach that. Peace.
You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best around. And nothing's gonna